You'll be fine. Okay. So we're going to get started in a today. Whatever that looks like for you. I'm going to make my way to my mat here in just a couple of minutes. Let's get ourselves organized and set up. If you practice regularly with yoga blocks and you would like to sit on a yoga block, you can do that. If you are more comfortable to start out your practice seated against the wall or in a chair, please feel free to do that. It's a great place to start. Otherwise, as you come to your seat, you can loosely cross your legs or extend your legs straight out in front of you. You can also sit on your shins if that's comfortable. That's how I often start my practice. So if that feels good for you, you can head to that posture. And then as always, as we get ourselves into our starting position here, feel free to make all of those movements that feel good to help you settle. So the rocking of the head side to side. You can roll your shoulders forward and backward. Do a little seated cat-cow if that feels good. And just allow yourself to physically settle in. Ellie's here, Anna's here. Beautiful. Okay. So continuing with those physical movements here as we settle in, I'll make my way to my mat. Make sure you guys can see. We'll just take a few more moments here, just physically settling in. And then once you feel a little bit more attached to this hour practice ahead, the body feels better, the body feels ready. You can begin to come into some stillness and shift your focus over to your breath. Remember, as we inhale, we expand through the front, the back, and the sides of the rib cage. So get nice and buoyant through those lungs, inhaling. As you exhale, release and let it go. Inhaling always through the nose. And exhaling here, either through the nose or the mouth, whichever you prefer to start practice. Continuing here with 5 more full rounds of breath. Two more big breaths, my friends. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, full breath in. Big breath out. If your eyes are closed, you can gently blink open your eyes. And let's set up our nice dignified posture here. Root down through your sit bones. Create a nice tall dignified spine all the way up through the crown of your head. Allow your shoulder blades to relax down. On your next inhale, extend those arms up and overhead. Press your palms together. And then as we exhale, draw thumbs to heart center. Twice more just like that. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center, Anjali Mudra. One more time. Inhale, arms up and overhead. And exhale, thumbs to heart center. Beautiful. Wherever your body position is, we're just going to place those hands on the thighs here. Roll the shoulders back, bring the chest forward into a seated cow pose. Here's your inhale. As you exhale, round your shoulders forward, tucking your belly and look down. Seated cat pose. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, bring the chest forward, seated cow pose. And exhale, round the shoulders forward, tucking your belly. One more time. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, bring the chest forward. Here's your inhale. As we exhale, round the shoulders forward, tuck in your belly. Good, come on back to our neutral spine here. We're gonna do some core work today, my friends. So let's warm up that core a little bit. Let's inhale those arms up and overhead. As we exhale, interlace the hands behind the head. We're gonna think about pressing our head into our hands and our hands into our head. So your elbows don't point forward towards me. Take those elbows out to the side. And then find another full inhale, root your sit bones down. Exhale, take a side bend over to the right here. So keep your chest open, press your head into your hands, hands into your head. One more breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, come on back to center. Exhale, take our side bend to the left. Chest stays open, elbows stay super wide here. Take another inhale. And an exhale. Inhaling back to center, keep your hands where they are. This time as we exhale, we're gonna rotate our torso over to the right. So stay seated wherever you are, sit bones stay down, elbows are still wide, so we're not here, we're out nice and wide. One more breath in. And a breath out. And then last one, inhale through center. And exhale, take our twist over to the left. Elbows stay wide, chest stays open here. One more breath in. And a breath out. And then inhale here back through center. Exhale, release your hands down. You can roll your shoulders, roll your neck side to side if you'd like. And we'll make our way over to our tabletop position here. So as we get ourselves set up, we always check our alignment, of course. Spread your fingers really wide. That's really going to help out. Stack your shoulders over your wrists here. And our knees are about hip distance apart. Toes tucked or untucked here. As we work through a few rounds of cat-cow here together. So inhale to drop the belly, lift up your gaze, lift your tailbone, cow pose. And exhale, pushing the mat away, dome the upper back like an angry cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, pushing the mat away. Last time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, pushing the mat away. Coming back to our neutral tabletop here, last movement in our table. Root down through your right hand, inhale to open up to the left side, left fingers to the sky. As we exhale, we're gonna weave that left arm under, bring your left cheek down, hips stay up high, taking a nice twist. Full breath in. Big breath out. And then we'll inhale ourselves open again to the left side, left fingers to the sky. Exhale back to tabletop. Take a breath here, my friends, before we move anywhere. Find an inhale. Find an exhale. And then we'll take it to the other side. Root down through your left hand. Inhale to take the right fingers to the sky. Exhale, weave that right arm under, coming down onto that right cheek. Keep your hips up nice and high here. One more breath. And then as you inhale, press through that left hand again, open up that torso to the right. And exhale back to tabletop. Take one breath here, stay in your tabletop. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're gonna set those knees about 5 inches behind those hips. Make sure you restack your shoulders over those wrists. So you're finding a long table. Tuck your toes under, take a full inhale. As you exhale, send your hips to the sky to find downward facing dog. So we'll take 3 breaths here. You can put as much of a bend in those knees as you need to. Send those sit bones up towards the sky. Root down through both hands here. You can wiggle those hips if you'd like. Let's find one more breath, my friends. Inhale. And exhale. When you are ready, send your hips a little bit higher. We'll take our baby steps up to the top of the mat here. Coming into our forward fold once you arrive. Draw hands to shins. Inhale to a flat back and a halfway lift. Beautiful flat back, good. Exhale to fold forward. Let's do that twice more, warming up the spine. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold down. One more time, hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold all the way down. Let's come all the way up to standing. So press through both feet. Slowly drawing that torso all the way up. Engage your core and your glutes. Your inhale draws your arms up and overhead. And your exhale draws thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. So let's do one more round of our side bends and side twists here, but while we're standing. So feet are hip distance apart. Make sure your toes point forward. We'll inhale those arms up and overhead. Exhale to interlace those hands behind your head here. Root down through both feet. Take another full breath in. Get buoyant through your rib cage. As you exhale, take a side bend over to the right. So dropping the right elbow towards the floor, chest stays open, engage your belly. One more breath in. And a breath out. Inhale to bring us back to center, root through both feet. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Chest stays open, elbows stay wide. One more breath in here. And an exhale. And then we're inhale to center. As we exhale, we'll take a gentle twist over to the right here. You don't have to go very far. You don't have to crank it all the way around. No problem. Root through both feet. Take another inhale. And an exhale. And then last one, my friends, inhale through center. Root through those feet as we exhale, rotation over to the left. Find an inhale here. And an exhale. And then let's inhale ourselves back to center. Reach those arms all the way up and overhead. You can look up this time. As we exhale, we're going to fold forward and all the way down. Drawing hands to shins. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And exhale, plant those hands firmly. We're going to take ourselves all the way back to downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here again. No rush just yet, getting that body warmed up. You can pedal it out. Root down through both hands. One more full breath. Here we are. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling that right leg towards the ceiling. Flex that foot, square your hips here. As we exhale, we're going to bend the right knee and open up the hip. Try to square those shoulders off. Pelvis is open to the right. Stack that right hip on top of left. One more breath in. And a breath out. We'll inhale back to center here. Square off those hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Drop that back knee down. Low leg lunge on the right side. Here we are. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. Keeping the back toes tucked under here. If you have sensitive knees, you can put a blanket underneath that back knee if you'd like to. Nice hip flexor opener on this left side. Drop those shoulder blades down, and then those fingertips come up. 3 breaths. One more breath. Here we are. Let's inhale. As we exhale, drop those left fingers down, right fingers to the sky. Let's take our twist here. 3 breaths, strong and steady. One more. Let's inhale. As we exhale, unwind, lift that back knee off the mat, and then we'll step it back for downward facing dog. Big breath in and a breath out. Then we'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. We have those square hips and a flexed foot. And then as we exhale, we bend that left knee, fan open that hip here. So try to keep your shoulders stacked, or square, excuse me. Left hip stacks on top of right. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Then we'll inhale to square off those hips, extend that left leg behind you. Exhale to step that left foot forward, drop that back knee down, coming on all the way up, low leg lunge, left side, left knee's on top of that left ankle, back toes are tucked under, right side hip flexor opener here. Shoulder blades are down, fingertips are up. Find that breath again. One more inhale. As we exhale, drop those right fingers down, left fingers to the sky. Let's take our twist here, strong and steady. Find that breath. Inhales. And exhales. 2 more rounds of breath. Here we are. One more inhale. As we exhale, unwind. Lift that back knee and step it back for downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. We're going to inhale ourselves forward to a high plank here, everybody. We're going to get in a little bit of core work. So your option is to drop your knees down or to stay in your high plank. Totally up to you. I'll show you both ways here. So spread your fingers wide, shoulders are stacked over those wrists. If your knees are on the ground, we're going to extend one leg straight behind and then come back and then take the other. If you're on your feet and your knees are off the ground, lift one foot up and then the other. So alternate either way, either on the knees or up high. We have 3 breaths. Shoulders stay stacked over those wrists, regardless of where your knees are. We have one more breath, inhale. And then we'll exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. Send those hips a little bit higher. You can walk or take a step to the top of the mat. Coming into our forward fold. Once you arrive, hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. We'll come all the way up to standing, root through both feet to draw that torso all the way up. Inhale those arms up and overhead, press palms together. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Keep those feet hip distance apart. I'm just going to back up a little bit so you can see me better. All toes point forward, hands on hips. We'll drop those hips back and down. Coming into a chair pose with feet apart. So as we settle in here, make sure that your knees do not buckle in. Make sure your spine is nice and neutral. Hips are back and down, and then hands can stay here, or you can sweep those arms up if you want. 3 breaths. One more breath, my friends. Here we are. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale to stand all the way up. Press those feet, reach those arms. Exhale to fold forward and all the way down. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, come on up. And then exhale, plant those hands. Let's take it back to downward facing dog. Finding a full breath in and a big breath out. We'll inhale our right leg towards the ceiling when you're ready. Nice square hips here. Exhale to step it forward. We'll keep that back knee lifted this time. Draw that torso all the way up when you're ready for our first full size crescent lunge. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. Press through the ball of the back foot. Check out those hips. We did this a few weeks ago, right? So if you need to work on squaring off those hips, you can use those hands. Shoulder blades are back and down. Fingertips are up. Find that alignment. 3 breaths. One more breath. Let's inhale. As we exhale, those left fingers are going to come down, the right fingers to the sky. We took this twist before. If you want to drop your knee down again in the back, you can. That's totally good. Completely up to you. 3 breaths. One more breath. So we exhale, unwind. If that knee is down, lift it up, and then everybody steps back for downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale your left leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. Exhale to step it forward. Keep your back knee elevated. Draw your torso all the way up. When you are ready, crescent lunge left side. Left toes point forward, that left knee is stacked here. Press through the ball of the back foot. Play with those hips if you need to. Check out that they're nice and square. Shoulder blades down, fingertips up. Settle in, find your breath. Let's take one more inhale. So we exhale, drop those right fingers down, left fingers to the sky, take our twist. Again, if you want to drop that back knee down like we did before, please feel free. It's a beautiful pose. If you want to keep that back knee lifted, you can do that. One more inhale. So we exhale, unwind. If your back knee is on the mat, let's lift it up, and then everybody step it back for downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. We'll inhale forward to a high plank here. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, spread your fingers wide. This time we're going to drop the knees to a hover as we inhale. Exhale, high plank. Twice more. Here we are, everybody. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, high plank. Last time, inhale, knees hover. And then we'll exhale to send our hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Let's find a breath in and a breath out. And this time as we inhale, drop those knees all the way down, tabletop. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. We'll take 5 breaths here. One more full breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. Then we'll make our way through our tabletop when you are ready. Stack shoulders over, wrist, tuck your toes. Take a full inhale. Exhale to send those hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Finding a big inhale. And a full exhale. Then we're going to send those hips a little higher. You can walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Coming into our forward fold here. Once you arrive, draw hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Torso comes all the way up to standing. When you are ready, draw those arms up and overhead. You can gaze up. And your exhale draws thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's bring those feet all the way together. I tend to back up, don't I? Bring those feet all the way together here, hands on hips, dropping back and down, chair pose. Big toes touch, calves touch, inner thighs touch. When you look down, you should be able to see your toes here. Nice neutral spine, zip up your belly. Hands can stay on hips here. You can draw thumbs to heart center this time if you want, or sweep those arms up and overhead. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Press through both feet. Inhale to stand all the way out. Press those palms together. Zip up that belly. Exhale to fold forward and all the way down. Hands to shins. Inhale to a halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale to plant those hands. Let's take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale your right leg towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. Exhale to bring it forward. Pop up onto those fingertips here, everybody. We're going to straighten that right knee, coming into the hamstring stretch on the right side. So if you need props, you can put something under those hands if you need them. You can stay on your fingertips or use some flat palms on the ground here if you want to. We're going to keep the heel of the back foot off the ground in this posture. And today, let's keep our front foot totally flat on the mat here. Try to square your hips if you can. So send your outer right butt cheek towards the wall behind you. Yes, 3 breaths. Here we are. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Put a little bend in that right knee. We're going to set those hands about 5 inches in front of that right foot. Send your left leg to the sky. Standing split. Look at that. Try to square off those hips here. So you don't want to kick that left leg up too high. Square off those hips. Press through that right foot. If you have fingertips, great. If you're on a block, great. If you have flat palms, great. If you want to play with your balance, take one hand to your right calf. Look at that. 3 breaths here. One more breath, my friends. Here we are. Inhale. And exhale. That left foot is slowly going to meet the right foot, the top of the mat. You can bend and straighten those knees if you want to. And then when you're ready, draw hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Root down through both feet. Let's draw that torso all the way up to standing. Reach those arms up and overhead. Press palms together. Inhale. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Good, bring those feet together again if they're apart. Chair pose, round 2. Hips back and down. Hands can stay on hips if you'd like to. You can draw thumbs to heart center. You can reach those arms up. 3 breaths. One more breath, everybody. Here we are. Inhale. Exhale. Press through those feet to inhale. Stand all the way up. Press your palms together. Exhale, folding forward and all the way down. Draw hands to shins. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to plant those hands. Let's take it all the way back for downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale your left leg towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Let's come up onto those fingertips to get the balance. Straighten that left knee. Hamstring opener left side. So same cues here. We're going to keep our front left foot flat. Make sure the back heel is off the ground. Press through the ball of the back foot. If you're on blocks, great. Fingertips, great. Flat palms, great. And then think about to square your hips. Send the outer part of your left butt cheek towards the wall behind you. That's going to help square the pelvis. 3 breaths. One more. Here we are. Let's inhale. And exhale. Put a little bend in that left knee as we walk our hands forward in front of that left foot. Draw that right leg up. Standing split on the left side. So you don't want to open your pelvis up to the right here. You want to stay square, even if that means dropping that flying leg down. Hands are flat, or you're on fingertips, or you're on a block, whatever you got here. Flex that right foot, so we're not pointing, we're flexing. Good. And if you want to play with your balance, take a hand to the left calf. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath. We'll carefully draw that right foot to meet the left foot at the top of the mat. Forward fold here. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Root down through both feet. Let's bring that torso all the way up. Big breath in as we reach up. And exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Last chair pose, everybody. Here we go. Bring those feet together. Hands on hips if you want. Thumbs to heart center, or arms can sweep up. If you want a different challenge in this pose, you can airplane the arms, reaching them behind you, palms facing the floor. 3 breaths. How about it? Press through those feet. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Root through both feet to inhale those arms up and overhead. You can gaze up here. Exhaling to fold forward and all the way down. Drawing hands to shins. Inhaling to a halfway lift and a flat back. And exhale to plant those hands. Let's take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, my friends. Full breath out. We're going to inhale forward to a high plank, zip up your belly. As we exhale, we make our way all the way down onto the mat. Roll the shoulders back, chest comes through shoulders. A baby cobra maintains the bend in the elbows. Full cobra has straight elbows. This is your choice here. Keep your feet down. We're going to take 3 breaths. Nice little rectus abdominis stretch here. Engage your glutes. Take 1 more breath wherever you are. Inhale. As we exhale, flip those toes over, send our hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here, nice square hips. Exhaling to step it forward. Come up onto those fingertips again, my friends. We're going to pivot that left foot, the back foot down. So now we have warrior 2 in the lower body. Press through both of those feet to draw that torso all the way up. Full size warrior 2 on the right side. Good, check your alignment. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. Point those right toes forward. Sink into this right thigh. Press through the back foot, outer edge of the back foot. When I come into this pose, my back hip is always up too high. So we want to work to square off that pelvis. Sink into this right thigh. Shoulders over hips. Here we are, 3 breaths. One more breath. We're going to flip that right palm. Reach those right fingers behind us for a revolved warrior here. 1 full inhale. Full exhale. And then inhale back to center, warrior 2. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left fingers to the sky, side angle pose. So we're going to sink into this right thigh here. Press forearm into thigh, thigh into forearm. Your right palm is up facing the ceiling here. And then this left arm can stay right here. You can take that left arm above your ear. You can tuck your left arm behind your lower back. If you want something different today, you can make some big arm circles, left side. We've got 3 breaths wherever you are. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come back to warrior 2. Root down through those feet. And then we're going to straighten both knees, point all those toes towards the long left side of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. So toes are in. I'm going to move over a little bit so you guys can see me. Toes are in, heels are out. We'll start hands on hips for this one. Roll shoulders back, chest forward. Take a breath in. As we exhale, come on down. Make sure that you're stacked hip, knee, ankle, and then you can drop those hands down. If you have a block and you want to use it, you can put your hands on your block. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. You can drop fingertips to the ground. You can drop your hands to the ground. If you have to adjust your feet, that's okay too. We want them nice and wide. And if hands feel good and you want to go deeper, drop those forearms down. Head is heavy. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. Let's come to a halfway lift. So root those hands down. Take a flat back and an inhale. As we exhale, we'll frame our right foot. So make that torso all the way over to the right side. Square off that pelvis. And an exhale takes us back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale that left leg towards the ceiling here. Nice square hips. Exhale, step it forward. Come up onto those fingertips to get your balance. And then from here, we pivot that left foot, that back foot down. Warrior 2 in the lower body. Root through both feet to draw that torso all the way up. Finding full-size warrior 2 on the left side. I'm just going to turn around and face you guys so it looks a little different. A little different look here, right? Good. So those left toes point forward. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Press through the blade of the right foot here. Arms are straight and strong. One more full breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then flip that left palm. Reach those left fingers behind you, revolved warrior here. Take a full inhale. Big exhale. Inhaling back to warrior 2. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right fingers to the sky. Side ankle pose. Try to open up that chest here, my friends. Press your forearm into your thigh, thigh into your forearm. Left palm faces the sky. That right arm can stay up. You can hover that right arm above your ear. You can tuck that right arm behind your lower back, or make some big arm circles if you'd like to. Your choice. Find that breath. 3 breaths. One more breath. Inhale to come up to warrior 2. Press through those feet. Beautiful. And then we'll straighten that left knee, pointing all those toes towards the long right side of the mat here. Toes are in, heels are out. Woo. Wide-legged forward fold. Round 2. There's lots of options for this one, my friends. So you can start the same way. If you want to interlace your hands behind your lower back this time, you can do that. Not required. If you'd like to go for that, though, you can do it. So let's inhale, shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale to take it all the way down. If your hands are interlaced, you can keep your thumbs on your lower back or start to work your hands away. If your hands are down, you can keep hands down, forearms down, or this time if you want to grab onto toes or ankles, let that head hang even heavier, you can do that. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath, let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. Drop those hands down. We've got a halfway lift and a flat back. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, you make your way to your left foot. I'm going to make it back to the top of my mat here. But head to your left foot, square off those hips, frame that foot, inhale, and exhale, step it back. Downward facing dog. Let's take a full breath in. Big breath out. Inhale those knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes, exhale, hips to heels. Child's pose, here we are, 5 breaths, everybody. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Come on through our tabletop position here. Tuck those toes under, root down through both hands. Everybody take a full breath in, zip up your belly. Exhale, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Taking a big inhale. Full exhale. Then we'll send those hips a little higher, walk, step, or hop up to the top of the mat here. Finding our forward fold here once you arrive. Drawing hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Let's root down to rise up. Come all the way up to standing. Draw those arms up and overhead. Press palms together, inhale. Exhale to draw thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. So we typically would do a balancing series here. We already did our standing split, so we're going to work on revolved pyramid today. All right, so if you have blocks, you can use them. If not, I'll give you the options if you don't have them. Let's start with feet hip distance apart. It's going to be easier to get our feet where we need to go here. So hands on hips. Right foot stays where it is. You're going to step your left foot about halfway back. All right, so we're not lunge distance. We're about half of that. Set your feet up correctly here. So the right toes point forward. Your back left toes are out slightly. Hands on hips here, square pelvis. So shoulders back, chest up. Keep that square pelvis. We'll keep the right hand on the right hip for right now. We're going to inhale that left arm up and exhale to come halfway down. So what we're looking for is a nice flat back. You also want to think about rooting through both feet. So you don't want to lighten up too much on one foot. A little micro bend in that front knee is going to be super helpful. So keep that left arm forward, inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to continue to come down, slicing that left arm across to the outside of the right foot. Now this is when you decide how far you want to take this. So you can keep your left hand on the floor. If you have to come up onto your right shin, that's okay. If you're feeling good and you want to drop those left fingers down, a flat left palm down, you can. And then to complete the pose, if you want to go for that, rotate your torso open to the right. Draw your right fingers up. Huge posture here, everybody. So take your version of this pose. Find your breath. One more, inhale. Stay right here for your exhale. We're going to carefully unwind this. So look down at your right toes. Drop both hands down. You're going to step your left foot forward to meet your right. And then bend and straighten those knees. If you want hands on your shins, that's great here too. Hands on thighs, it's a great place to be, whatever you need. And then we'll draw hands to shins when you're ready. Halfway lift, inhale. We just prepare the spine. That's all we're doing. Exhale, fold forward. Let's come down, come all the way up, root down through those feet, torso comes up, press palms together, inhale. And exhale, draw thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, let's take the other side. So keep your left foot where it is, step your right foot halfway back. Good, so check where your feet are here. We don't want to be on a tightrope so that one foot is directly behind the other. We have a little distance left to right, right? Good. Left toes point forward. Those back right toes are out slightly. Check out your hips. We're not open to the right side. We are square here. Core is nice and tight. Beautiful. Inhale, right arm up here. As we exhale, take it halfway down. So find that flat back. Keep those nice square pelvis here. A little bend in that front knee can be helpful. Root through both feet as we continue the forward fold. The right hand comes to the outside of the left foot. If you want to be on the shin, great place to be. Block is great. Fingertips, flat palm. Whatever you got here. Root through those feet, and then if you want to continue, open that torso up to the left. Left fingers to the sky. Find your breath. One more breath, here we are. We're going to carefully unwind. Looking down at those left toes, square off the shoulders here, step your right foot forward to meet your left, and then do as much bend and straighten action as you need to. Hands on the floor, shins or thighs, whatever feels good. And then this time, we'll draw hands to shins. Inhale to a halfway lift and a flat back. And then we'll exhale back to downward facing dog. You might not be in the perfect spot on your mat, that's okay. Make your way to downward facing dog in your own time. We'll take 3 breaths here. One more breath, let's do it, inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale forward to a high plank. We're going to rotate those heels over to the right. Reach down through your right hand, draw your left hand to your left hip. Side plank, right hand down. Right shoulder's on top of that right wrist here. If your wrist is super tender, you can drop down to your forearm on your right side. And then you can keep your feet stacked or staggered. You can also drop your bottom knee down. We're going to play a little bit here. So if you want to drop bottom knee down, you're welcome to. Option to draw that left arm up. And then if you want to try a little play, top leg comes up, top leg comes back down. So you can do that when you're stacked too. Bring it up, bring it down. Hey, 3 breaths, how about it? Zip up your belly. Core work, here we are. Core work Wednesday. One more breath. Come on back to center, inhale. Stay for your exhale. Rotate those heels to the left. Right hand to right hip. Left shoulder stacked on top of that left wrist. Feel free to drop that bottom knee down if you'd like to. You can also come down to this forearm if that feels better. And then right hand can stay. You can draw right arm up. Totally up to you. If you want to play, lift that top leg up and drop it down. Zip up your belly, 3 breaths. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, come on back to center, everybody. Take a breath in. Exhale, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Ooh, look at that. Full inhale here. Big exhale. Send those hips a little higher. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. And then we're going to drop those butts all the way down. You know where we're headed. We've got boat because it's Core Work Wednesday. So hands on those hamstrings. You can flex your feet or point your toes, whichever feels better, actually. I like to keep mine flexed. So let's bring that chest up. Roll shoulders back, chest up. Great place to stay, right here. If you want something a little bit bigger, release the hands. If you want something even bigger, drop one leg towards the ground and bring it up. Drop the other leg and bring it up. Your choice here. And if you want something even bigger, Add in a rotation. All options on the table, my friends, whatever you got. We got 3 more breaths. One more full breath, let's inhale. So we exhale, wrap those forearms around the shins. Take a moment right here. Extend those legs forward. Sit bones are rooted down. Toes up towards the sky. Torso is nice and tall. Let's inhale those arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward and all the way down, grabbing whatever you can. Knees, shins, ankles, feet, floor. 3 breaths. And then we're going to carefully draw that torso all the way up. We're going to set our hands about 5 inches behind our hips here. Dig your heels into the mat, roll shoulders back, chest up, press those hips up for mudslide. 3 breaths here. Press your heels into the ground, everybody. One more breath, inhale. Exhale to drop those hips down. Forearms around shins, big breath in. And exhale, make your way all the way back. We did it. Scoot down a little bit for you here. You can make those circles with those knees if you want to. And then we'll come back to center here. If you have a favorite twist to each side you want to take, you can certainly do that. Otherwise, walk your feet out to the width of the mat. Let your knees come in together. Let those arms take up as much space as you want, out to sides or overhead. And then take an inhale. Exhale, let your knees fall over to the right. So your feet are apart, your knees are going to come apart here. Shoulder blades are down. If you'd like to take your right foot to the outside of your left knee, you can do that. We're going to unhook that foot if you haven't hooked. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. Exhale, take the same shape over to the left. So whatever twist you did to the right, make sure we take that same shape to the left. Wherever you are, shoulder blades are down, head is heavy. If you'd like to hook that left foot to the outside of the right knee, you're welcome to. And then when you're ready, gently unhook that left foot if it's hooked. Bring those knees back to center, and then we'll gently windshield wiper those knees one way and the other way. And then bring those knees back to center. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Reach for those ankles, those toes, or those arches, and find happy baby here. You can rock side to side if you'd like to. And we'll take one more big breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. Come on back to center here. Let's extend those legs straight up towards the sky. Heels extend towards the ceiling here. Take just a moment. Shoulder blades are down, head is heavy. And then if you like this posture, you can stay right here. Feel free to make your way over to legs up the wall if you'd like to. You can also take a lying butterfly stretch or any other postures you'd like to take before we finish out our practice tonight. We have a few moments of yogi playtime here, so finding those postures that you need. Making sure we continue to find that breath. If you've taken a posture over to one side, let's make sure we take that same posture going the other way. If you haven't transitioned into legs up the wall yet, but you'd like to take that posture tonight, please feel free to shift over to the wall, send those legs up as high as you can. Make sure when taking legs up the wall that your glutes are against the wall as well. And then of course, if you are ready for full Shavasana, extend those legs long on your mat. Allow your feet to take up as much space as you'd like. Allow your arms to take up as much space as you'd like. And then for our final resting posture here, take a big breath in. Exhale into the support of the earth beneath you. And enjoy full Shavasana. Let's take a big breath all the way in, my friends. And a big exhale. Finding those gentle movements, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and the ankles, and rocking your head side to side. If you feel ready, extend those arms all the way overhead and get as long as you can from your fingertips to your toe tips. A nice reawakening stretch here. Then we'll take a big inhale. As you exhale, gently draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a big hug. When you feel ready, gently making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And we'll take a moment of pause in this posture, as we always do, allowing ourselves to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to gently press you up to a comfortable seat. Whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Palms pressing together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, and we'll close out together with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Namaste and kittens, everyone. Thank you so much. Yay! You did it.
Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. That was
Thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Thanks, Courtney.